bunch of radishes.
Bigger ones or smaller ones?
Well, this is obviously Beaumont Hospital's Farmers Market in Royal Oak, Michigan, and we started our market 7 years ago. This is our 7th year now, and we're really pleased to have all local Michigan vendors and farms here. Even our own chef here at Beaumont, Ed Gillis, comes out to the market, and he shops for different produce and very creatively makes dishes for us. And we have our farm-to-table specials usually on Fridays, the day after the market, and it's a wonderful thing for our customers here because they really don't always know what they're going to see. It's a nice surprise for them. We put our menu out the day of and really enjoy Michigan produce and Michigan products.
We started with local purchasing really when we started our farmers market, and then as more and more of the initiatives came out for the healthier eating and trying to buy more local, we just kept up with it and tried to add more and more to it. But I think really honestly about 7 years ago, as Eileen mentioned, when we started our farmers market is really when we got us started. Actually, in 2013, where we were, for food itself, we were at about 7%, but that was up from 4% in 2012. And again, some of the barriers to trying to access, we buy through a prime vendor, so trying to get the large prime vendors to buy local that's what we've been trying to do, is encourage them to have more. We demand more products, so we've gone up, about 3% from one year to the next. We're actually 8.5% if you include beverages. So, and with all that we're doing with the Cultivate Michigan, we bought lots of asparagus. Now we're buying lots of blueberries local. We're looking more and more all the time. So I'm sure in 2014 we'll be much higher than the 7%.
Michigan blueberries are featured now. They're in season, and that's another thing we're really super excited about. We are incorporating our Michigan blueberries as much as possible. We use the blueberries in our salads. We are trying them in an entree along with our side dishes, and of course we have our own bakery here, so it's a natural thing to be able to try to incorporate them into as many recipes as possible.
I would definitely encourage other hospitals and healthcare facilities to have community gardens on their site if possible, and also of course the farmers market. It's just a wonderful activity.
I would tell other hospitals to start right now if they haven't already. It's really important to support your state and to support the local economy, as well as it's good for your patients and it's good for your visitors to have fresh, healthy, local produce.
Where the trend is going is buying more, being more, sustainable, and purchasing more locally from the farmers. I don't think that's going to go away.
I got into farming as from my parents. They had the farm, so I just jumped in and started doing it. Right up here. I pretty much grow any green leafy vegetable like kale, collard, mustard, turnip, arugula, Swiss chard. Then I do tomatoes, bell peppers, cucumbers, green beans, okra, and what they call cow peas. I deal all my product that I grow here at several farmers markets within this area. Salanti, Detroit, downriver from Detroit, some of the suburbs of Detroit, and that's pretty much how I make my living is selling the produce that I raise at farmers markets. I just want to put in a word about farmers markets. How great I think they are, because I've been doing them for about 20 years. And I think that for a small grower like me, this farm is 40 acres, but it's only 21 acres that I can really use. In fact, with some of these sandy areas, it's even less than that. But anyway, for a small grower like myself, the farmer's market offers me an excellent opportunity to market my product. I mean, it's not like I'm selling to a chain store where they want quantity. I can take a moderate amount of produce that I can grow on this ground and make a good living out of doing it, I have to sell everything retail. I don't like wholesale by the bushel or anything like that. But from time to time, sometimes people ask me for bushels of green beans or something like that, or the field peas. But mainly, the farmers markets offer me a really good way to make a living doing this kind of thing. I don't think I would be able to do it any other kind of way here. and it's something I enjoy. So I like selling directly. A small grower has to sell directly to the people. I can't go through a broker or anything like that, a middle person like that it would cut so much into my profits. So when I can sell them directly to the consumer, that's the great thing. And I think the consumer really appreciates it because this is nice farm fresh stuff. Like I got a farmer's market to go to tomorrow, Thursday. This is Wednesday. And I tell them when I go, this stuff was either picked the day before or the same day that I come to market. People advertise fresh, farm fresh, but you can't get it any fresher than this. And that's what I advocate people. And I think people appreciate me doing that. And that's part of the incentive of doing this, other than the economic factor. But I think it gives people a good feeling and it makes them feel good about having stuff right from the grower. I find that consumers, young and old, of all racial categories and cultural groups, are concerned more about where their food is coming from and what they eat. And I'm not averse to supplying them with that information. I think that's great.
Cherry Capital Foods is a broadline food distributor. We basically sell and distribute anything that grows, walks, flies, swims, or is produced in Michigan.
And our customer base is basically three different categories. There's institutions, schools, colleges, hospitals, that type. Restaurants, which it makes up a big part of our business during the summertime, our busy time of the year. And then the third category is grocery.
I can tell you that the food service director for this school that we're in here now in the Traverse City area public school system has said that it's just been great that he can work with people at Cherry Capital Foods. They're talking to farmers to find farmers who can serve the schools with the products they need in the ways that they need them, and frankly at price points that they need it.
Cherry Capital Foods has grown at a rate of 50% a year. It's pretty phenomenal, and I really think that what we're seeing is an increased demand for local food and an increased awareness of the importance of supporting your local food economy. Over the last 3 years, Cherry Capital Foods has expanded at a rate that has allowed us to go from about 15 people to almost 46 people in 2 separate locations. So we've added a spot in Okemos, as well as our location here in Traverse City, and the amount of infrastructure that we've put back into those 2 communities can be seen in the number of employees we've added.
Oh, and Cherry Capital and Brownwood Farms have a wonderful partnership. It's actually a little unique. We're not only a customer of theirs in terms of they sell our product, but we're purchasing product from them, so they're a supplier to us. And our business, I believe, has grown over 100% on both sides just this last year.
When I started with Cherry Capital Foods, we had a 3,000 square foot warehouse, which inside of that included 2 600 square foot coolers and a step-in freezer. In the 4 years that I've been here, we're going to have a 40,000 square foot warehouse. So we're going from basically 10 times the size that we were from 4 years ago till today. And we'll have approximately 6 times as much cooler space and 3 times as much freezer space in 4 short years.
Just in the short period of time, in the last 12 months, maybe 24 months, the nation, at least the Great Lakes states, I don't know about from coast to coast, but for sure the central part and the Midwest is starting to recognize that Michigan is a great producer of specialty foods and a great source for raw ingredients. And we're thrilled that Cherry Capital has helped Brownwood Farms reach the level that we're able to reach now.
Hi James, this is Rosebud with American Indian Health and Family Services. My name is Rosebud Schneider. What we're doing here today is we're distributing our fresh food share boxes. I just wanted to let you know that your fresh food box has arrived. American Indian Health and Family Services has been in existence since the very early 80s. We primarily service the Native population in Metro Detroit. We serve the 7-county area.
The prescription food program for American Indian Health Family Services is to help assist the families and also as well as the low-income individuals who run out of food before the end of the month, and also to help them to learn how to eat healthier and to eat more fruits and veggies in their diets, and to also place these same values into their children.
So the way it works, it's on a monthly basis. Folks can order boxes before the due date. It's usually mid-month, and they can call me, they can order online, or they can email me. I then put in the order, and then the following Friday it's delivered here to us, and then everybody comes here and picks everything up.
I work at the sister agency of the North American Indian Association. We often share a lot of programs, and so when this came about, we offered it to our elders and our participants over there, and me as a community member, I just thought that this program was a wonderful thing because a lot of us that work and live in Detroit, we can't always get out to those nice markets and things like that, and this way they bring it to us. And a lot of times we never had those opportunities before, and so I'm here as a community member to participate in this program because it really does something good for us.
It's much cheaper than going in the store because they do get way more for their money through the food prescription program than they would inside their local grocery stores or any other large grocery stores.
You know, anybody can do it as a family, a single, an elder, anybody can take advantage of it. It's affordable, and you just get so much with what you pay for.
Most of my clients, when they come in, they're very appreciative of being able to participate in this food program, and they also speak on how it has helped them eat more fruits and veggies a day in. They're getting their 5 servings of fruits and veggies in a day just by using this program, because without this program, like they say, they run out of money before the end of the month. They can't afford to eat healthy all the way throughout the month.
People really like this program. I mean, the produce is great, it's fresh, it's local, and people really like the price of it. You can use your EBT card.
And it's such good for local farmers and local vendors and things to help, so it helps all the community in general, not just us here, but everywhere.
The Waterford School District began to use the Michigan Nutrition Standards to help us meet the Healthier U.S. School Challenge. A lot of the things that were in the Healthier U.S. School Challenge, like lowering sodium, getting more whole grains, the fresh fruits and veggies, were part of the Michigan Nutrition Standards. So we began to use their formulas and their calculators to figure out what we needed to do. Through implementing that, we not only were prepared to meet the Healthier U.S. School Challenge, it also prepared us way ahead of time to meet the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010. Implementing the Michigan Nutrition Standards and the Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010 has been a challenge. However, in Waterford, we began the process way ahead of the game. However, it was a slow process, and we began this early so that we would be prepared in time making the changes, because we really had to get kids used to the new flavors. We had to get their taste buds accustomed to what it was going to be like.
These slow changes actually help the children to become more health conscious of their choices. I do believe our biggest challenge was our whole grains, and with the manufacturers reformulating their products, I believe that has helped with the taste for the children. They seem to be warming up to the whole grains. We created some new recipes, and we omitted salts and margarines. We did taste testing for the students of our new recipes, of our different legumes that we added. We had to reevaluate maybe the way that we've ordered things and rearrange our kitchen due to the extra fruits and vegetables, along with having to house some of the new equipment for the changes.
Our farm to school program has really helped with the new regulations that were enforced in the last few years. We started with building some community gardens. We now have 4 community gardens. We have salad bars in all of our buildings. And the kids really played a great role into this. Our farm to school efforts have really played a part in allowing us to educate our students and show them the effects of healthy eating and being more active. And we had a great time interacting with our farmers, learning all of the things that we really didn't have any idea, and then educating our students. So we're very proud of our farm to school program.
We are behind Whitefish Township Community School. It's our only school we have. We have grades K through 12 here, and we are in front of our greenhouse that we just resurrected last year. It's been here since about 2010, and last year we lost it with the amount of snow, but we have rebuilt it and we're starting to include it into our curriculum.
As far as lessons, in addition to the crop planting series that really gave the kids the tools to decide when they need to be planting certain things to get expected harvest, and also the tools to decide, like, you know, we had to say no to pineapples and yes to spinach just because of our climate. So it was about the understanding climate, understanding some of the technologies like the season extension, the hoop houses, what a frost blanket, or different sorts of mulches.
Any sort of hands-on activity where you can kind of put it in the students' hands and let them have a little bit of control with it is going to allow them to learn better, because they're not just doing it for school purposes. They're investing their own time, their own energy, and they're actually seeing the fruits of their labor. So that's always great.
Basically, I like being there and be able to get to plant plants, and we get to feed the school. And it's just, I like hands-on stuff more. My responsibilities is watering the plants. We harvest, how to harvest them, how to transplant them, how to plant them themselves. And then the deeper stuff, like how the plants work, how the soil helps with the plants, how the plants help each other.
I just like the project, as I've said over and over. It's one of those, it's an out-of-the-book lesson that I think every student, every person should have a grasp and understanding of what goes on in a greenhouse and how it can actually assist you in the long run. Like I said earlier, we're going to be using some of these vegetables that we're growing in here for our lunches. Last week's lettuce was really good, so I'm hoping for more.
We're not just talking about gardening, we're talking about the geology of this place and the earth sciences. So it's really kind of a window to give them a hands-on experience that they can connect to, like, all of those bigger picture ideas.
This is something that any school district could do. You just need the motivated personnel to do it, set it up, and run it, and get the kids on board and get them motivated too, which really isn't that hard, because once they get out there and doing it and they see the progress that they're making, the plants and stuff that they grow and the vegetables and great food that they produce, it's not very hard. Then they pretty much just rush out here and they love to do it.
Since we started, like we've just started, we only had a couple plants in the lunchroom, but those plants taste a lot better. It just feels healthier. It's good knowing that you're feeding the school too, that you get to be a part of that.
No, those are good. These are good. They're perfect.
Carrots. I absolutely hated carrots. And then since we're going out in the greenhouse, so once we harvest those one time, I tried it and I just loved it. It's really sugary. I like them now.